Okay, so I'm going out to the supermarket in a supercar. Well, not quite a supercar, but the Lexus LX or IS 350. This very important but discreet badge, F Sport. Okay, let's try getting into the car. It's locked. I have a driver today, so there we go. Nice kind of sporty interior. Throw that bag over there. Now, the rear seat is a little crowded, but he's adjusting it. It's not that easy, but good enough. So let's go. Very quiet in here. Lots of traffic. Excellent air conditioning. So this car is kind of a sporty sedan. I guess it competes with European luxury sport cars. It's extremely powerful, ridiculously fast, but we're just going to Unimart, so we're not going to try any of those capabilities. So I drove the car earlier this morning, and it's great. It's a sports car. But let's see today how it handles for more mundane tasks like going to the supermarket. We don't have a sticker for my village, so we have to line up. This is boring. Anyway, let's take a while to look through the interior of the car. Rear visibility is not great, but that's a compromise of having a very streamlined body shell. The details are lovely. I mean, it's luxury, definitely. Now my village has like a billion hops. This car has very firm suspension. It's not a land yacht, so it's nevertheless very, very smooth. It handles these imperfections pretty well. Just it's a little firm compared to, let's say, an executive sedan, but that's as it should be, because the firm suspension gives you fantastic handling at speed and in twisty roads. The office is very simplified. It's got basic controls that are easy to interpret. It's got all sorts of bells and whistles, cruise control and stuff like that, but they're easy enough to figure out. The aircon, you just press automatic and it just turns on and turns off, which is what I like about these things. Of course, you can set the temperature, which I did. The transmission is, of course, automatic, but with a manual mode. It's paddle shifters on the steering wheel. You can sort of see them there. There's a little proximity sensor beep that comes off when people or other vehicles are getting too close to you, which is often the case in Manila traffic. So it's pretty roomy here in the back seat. I'd say even slightly roomier than many comparable European compact sports sedans. The front seat is, of course, a little bit forward because to make room for me in the back seat. But even given, look at the driver's seat, there's a fair amount of leg room back there. So yeah, if I owned this car and used it on a regular basis, I would, of course, for city tasks like this, often have a driver, because that would allow me to do things like calls and messaging during the long city commutes, as well as not worry too much about parking. Parking is really the challenge in any automobile. But given that, it's okay to use the back seat and have a lot of room to spread out your stuff here. But I imagine that a lot of people would also use the front seat because it's nice. It's a nicer view, and you get sort of a more participative perspective on the ride. Okay, so one more bike and we're going. And here we are at Unimart. So I'm going to sign off for now as we go into the parking garage and continue later.